A little Bavette, marinated in Dijon and oil, it's supposed to be a beautiful thing. Bonus points if you set it on fire. That's what I'm going to be doing today on the next episode of Wandering Yuki Cheese Cafe. Stick around, everyone. When you don't have a budget for special effects, you gotta make do with what you can. Welcome to another edition of the Wandering Yuki Cheese Cafe. Rancid cheddar, aged cheddar, brutal cheddar that's gonna be dangerous like getting a brick thrown in your face. You'll find it all here and then some. We're up to mid-November now. It's got to be a little bit more chilly than it was the past few weeks. It's almost like summer made one last comeback before Old Man Winter decided to give him a curb stomp. But regardless, I still want to do a little bit of grilling again to kind of celebrate the final portion of it. Now, I've already shown off my Montreal-style steak spice I've done before, but something else I've been told about is if I want to have a really good cut of steak is to get a bavette, like a small piece of it, and just put some marinade before you throw it on the grill. And I feel like for my final grilling session of 2020, I feel like doing that now. So, stick around, we are going to get this all started. And so, your basic tools you're going to need is just one small mixing bowl, one tablespoon, and a plastic freezer bag to put it all together. It's a really basic recipe when you really think about it. My buddy said it's like one of the most simple things to do, but it's really effective. So, I'm going to put like a small amount. The size of the steak is going to be like this for the bavette. Actually, it's called beef flap. It's like flapping in the wind, I guess, like flapping your gums, I suppose. I don't know. Even I don't know what I'm talking about sometimes. Something tells me I'm going to need like maybe 2 tablespoons of this. I'm kind of eyeballing it because I have no idea. I hope for the best for it. Then I'm just going to do like 1 tablespoon of olive oil. There. So then once we mix that in, then it should create a little binding effect to make it very effective. And then once that's done, I'm just going to take my freezer bag, throw the meat in here. And of course I'm going to wash my hands too because I don't want to infect everything. I'll be honest, I've only had bavette, I want to say once in my life at a restaurant. I think I ordered a medium rare. Except I found it might have been a bit chewy. So something tells me it was a bit off or something else was up. Apparently you don't need to cook it that much, like medium rare, and it's still supposed to be super tender. There, it's in. Now that I have that, I'll put this here because I know I'm going to wash it. Screw it, I'm just going to put this all in, use my infected hand, and then wash it. The only other ingredients you're going to need over here is probably salt and pepper, but you only really need to do that shortly before you're grilling the sucker. Now, I'm going to take a quick breather, because I know I need to wash up, and then I'll be right back. And I'm back. There. Rest assured, I'm disinfected. Now, time to give this thing a nice massage so it's all set up together. Then of course you let it stew in its juices for a little while before you're grilling it. It's around 2:20 right now. I'm probably gonna grill, I want to say like closer to 5 o'clock when it's starting to get dark, because I come to enjoy grilling at night. How many fools will do that out there? Then it should be ready. And whoop, hang on, I have a visitor or a heckler. Felix, what do you want? Felix is invading the show, everybody. He wants to be a star. There. Hey there. All right, it's going to be set in the fridge for a few hours. By the time it's ready and by the time it's dark, we're going to get the fire set up. That'll give me enough time to decide what beer I'm going to have and maybe come up with some more corny, cheesy jokes for everyone's enjoyment. To me, what is a cheese cafe but just a platform for me to spew out cheddar? We'll be right back after these messages. Okay, folks, are you tired of having your whiskey with very little flavor and almost no robust to it? Well, look no further than going for Bowmore. Aged for 12 years in old oak barrels and possibly in the burnt barrels, you're going to get all the flavor you can. Bowmore 12. Aged with a bit of smoke without any campfire whatsoever. Well, this is another case of everywhere I go for a walk while I'm killing time, somehow I always end up around Chemin Chambly, the oldest street in Canada, allegedly. But I just thought I needed to get some productivity done. First off, for a final energy boost, it's time to get a little bit of Tim's Magic Potion over here. Dark roast, 1 cream, 1 sugar. That's the way I get it over here. And on this part of Chemin Chambly is La Belle Province. I mean, it's a typical casse-croûte. And Belle Province, whether or not it's a chain of restaurants or just people who slap the name on it, I really can't tell you. But apparently I read a fact that this one over here was the second Belle Province that ever opened up in the province. So who would have thought? Something historical around my neighborhood. I guess. But I do have a ways to go. I feel like I need to get a project done in the house. Like a reno that's been on my mind for so long. And now I finally want to get it tackled. I don't want to tell you what it is yet, because I don't want to spoil it. Future vlog. But of course, it's going to save me money on my electricity bill. Whew. Kind of used a mouthful when I was talking. Nice magic potion. Maybe this will open up the warp zone for me and I could get around easily. Oh wait, to get the warp zone I need to have a flute. Where'd that come from? And it didn't work. I'm still here, damn it. Okay, order is complete. Or I guess I should say partially completed, because I was only able to get half of the supplies that I wanted. Turns out that everyone else is still doing the same project that I have in mind. And if you're asking what I am doing again, I ain't telling you. I'm saving a surprise for the next edition of the Cheese Cafe. But I'm taking a little detour to get home now, back from Chemin Chambly, and I'm right in front of my old high school, Heritage Regional High School. But this is actually the new name now. I graduated here. The very last year was known as McDonald Cartier. Yep, it's been a long time since I stepped into that building. Wonder how much has changed since then. Or hasn't changed since then. But I know I got some friends that are teachers, and I guess they don't want to think about work on their days off. So I'm going to stop right there. I'll be heading home soon, and then at least time to fire up the grill, and of course go brew myself. Everyone loves to brew themselves. Here I am hiding in the barbecue. So I'm ready to start the fire. I'm going to be barbecuing at night yet again. It's kind of starting to become a hobby for me, I have to say. And here we are. 1 Bavette, been marinating in its own juices and marinade for over 2 hours. Ready to fire up the sucker over here. But of course, I'm going to need my usual brew. And today, I'm going to be taking a visit to Trois Mousquetaires. I'm sure you saw that in my previous video, but if not, you know where exactly to find it. YouTube machine, help me out. Thanks, everyone. So, today is Trois Mousquetaires Oktoberfest, the copper lager. The one that I said where it might have been fermenting or being brewed in copper tubing. But I kind of realized something else. Maybe it's supposed to be a way of being more energy efficient, because copper conducts electricity. Am I not mistaken? So you drink this, and then you're able to conduct your own power, so you don't need to have as much wiring. And you just have to find a way to ground yourself, and there you go. You're saving on your hydroelectricity bills. Yeah, I'm probably just making up some bullshit yet again. But I guess I'm going to have a look-see over here. Hmm. Not bad at all. This looks like a nice yellow lager, at least according to my workshop light over here. Nice amount of head. Let's give it a taste test. Hmm. Pretty good. A 6%er, so it's going to be strong. So here's to fermented copper piping lager, or I guess personal conductivity of electricity, or maybe you ingest this and you slowly become a metal. So that makes me Metal Man. And of course, because I need some vegetables to go along with this for vitamins, I'm going to be doing some mushrooms once again. It's going to be my usual one, a bit of avocado oil, lay it on the fire, and then let them grill. I'm going to eat a few of these, and next thing you know, I'll call these super mushrooms. You could call me Super Nikolai. I'll have enough strength to stomp on some Goombas. Beautiful, ain't it? Okay, first and foremost, I realized it was kind of cold out here. It was getting a bit chilly. So I got a little bit of a sweater to give me some extra insulation with this other cardigan. I'm doing a bit of red just to have like a post-Remembrance Day remembrance field. That doesn't make any sense, does it? The important thing is I want to acknowledge Remembrance Day, even if it's after the fact. And I took some time to wash up my mushrooms because, of course, you got to make sure there's no dirt, no germs, nothing on it, so that it's clean before it goes into the grill. But then wait a minute, what are mushrooms but solidified fungus? So what are you doing when you're rinsing this out or washing them? Are you washing mold off of fungus? So basically washing fungus off of fungus. I guess you don't need any double fungus action. Okay, I'm getting to the cheese territory yet again. So now, anyways, moving along, we're at 200 degrees, just need to go a little bit further. And worst case scenario, if this doesn't really take off, well, I'm okay. I have a backup lighter just in case. Just about approaching 300 degrees, so I think it's time to put the grill in. Close enough. Ooh, and look at that beautiful ember, everyone. This is why I stick with hardwood charcoal. It gives me the greatest heat of all time. Not like that discount shit that I was using. So get this in here, let it preheat, and the beauty is, once again, once I let it heat up a little bit, it'll be easier to scrape off all the chunks that are on the grill, thus igniting it a little bit further, giving me more warmth. Almost time for some mushroom action. Now let's see here. Huh. I'm only a little bit above 250 degrees. Beats me how it went down a bit. But maybe I should just add the mushrooms very soon, because then once I oil it up, that might ignite a little bit of a flame, just to give it some more warmth. Because I'm going to need it for that hunk of meat before I make some charred cow. Let's get to work. Oop, scratch that, it's getting to 300 degrees. Hallelujah. Nevertheless, let's get some shrooms on here. This is going to be tasty. So pack 1 and pack 2. That way I have enough for myself and for my mom. May as well take care of her because she's done a lot for me over the years too. So this is going to get sizzling really well. And once again, let's get some avocado oil onto all of this. You don't need to get too crazy about it. Just need to pat it down a little bit. Oops. And let's not have any piles like that. I want it all to be cooking very consistently. And here we are. Ignition is already up. So this should be enough. Then I'm just going to apply another layer once it's time to flip off. To flip it, not flip off. I don't want to give any mushrooms a finger. Here we are. Now we let it sit for a few minutes. Couple of minutes, ignite it to close to 350 degrees. I think we're on a good roll. Let's have a look. Holy crap. Not bad at all. Yeah, Sam, buddy, if you're watching this, thanks again for all your help with giving me ideas for grilling vegetables on this. I never thought I would have enjoyed mushrooms, eggplant, zucchini, and whatnot if it wasn't for you. Thanks, bro. Okay, gave this a little flipping. Next, I'm going to give it another layer of oil just to make sure it's all coated properly. And of course, ignite some flames. Hard to believe. Just something as simple as avocado oil makes all the difference. It's like one of my favorite things to use whenever I'm grilling vegetables or cooking vegetables. Had it been years ago, I would have only been using olive oil, but there's so much else out there that works best. Olive oil gives you a bit of an olivey flavor. It's like a good all-around kind of oil. Canola oil is also good when you don't want to have a very heavy flavor. Just like enough coating that things aren't going to stick together. It's good with like some kind of meat. Sometimes noodles, if you're working with the Asian noodles. You know, take some canola oil, mix it up with a little bit of, I guess, soya sauce. Beautiful. And then going on the subject of cooking, for like Asian cooking, sesame oil is good, if a bit sweet. That especially works if you want to do a bulgogi with the pork tenderloin. In fact, once I'm more inside the house and not grilling, I think I'm going to show off a recipe of that. Beautiful idea coming up eventually. And here we are. Most of the oil has been applied. Now try to close it again. A few more minutes. Ooh, approaching 400 degrees. This is going to be awesome. I love the smell of smoked shrooms in the evening. Smells like victory. I went over the top Apocalypse Now on everyone. Yeah, that's cheese territory right there. Okay, these are looking really tender now. So I think it's safe to say it's time to remove them and have them put aside in a separate container. And now with this heat, with this excessive heat, it's perfect for the bavette. Hard to believe, vegetables help meat. Like, yeah, you can enjoy your vegetables, you can enjoy your meat, but they all complement each other. Okay, almost getting to the end. And yes, I'm going to be putting the bavette on from the bag, but luckily, I have a backup glove over there, so I don't infect my hands. Easily at disposal, too. I feel like if I'm scooping up all these mushrooms, that the Jeopardy theme should be playing right now. Because it's like I'm deep in thought trying to scoop every single ration on this. And of course causing sparks to fly. I guess I'm Sparkman too. So going from Metal Man to Sparkman, awesome. Is a big fan of Bavette, said that you're only supposed to put a bit of salt and pepper on it just before you're grilling it. So I guess just to make sure things are in good order, I'm going to shake a bit now. Probably just like minimal you're going to need. Because with the oil and the Dijon that's been sprinkled on, it's got enough flavor. This is just going to give it a slight boost. There. So I'll let this sear for about a good 5 to 6 minutes on each side. At least I think that's what it is. And just enough to get it medium rare. Medium rare is like the perfect amount, or like the perfect cooking. Take 2, because I'm losing my words. Medium rare is apparently one of the best ways you can cut a lot of steaks, or cook a lot of steaks, because you don't want to overdo it too much, because a really good steak is going to taste well, and it's going to be tender, and you won't need to put anything else on it. As a kid, I was always putting ketchup on my steaks in the past, but I learned that with a good amount of steak spice and even a marinade, that's all you really need. It's incredible. Let's be a little bit patient, and then we'll be right back. Looks like it's still on high heat, so let's see how this is looking. Okay, not bad at all, but I think it's time to give it a good flipping. It's been about a good 5-6 minutes right now, so let's see how this looks. Oh yeah. That should be enough time now. Give it another couple of minutes and it's good. Whoops. This is what happens when you're on cameraman, editor, and whatnot. Let's see how this is. Ooh. I'm actually super stoked to have this now. 5 more minutes and we're good to go. I should probably get the rest of my meal all set up. And let's see. Looks good, but I think I need more illumination. Alright, let's have a look here. Oh yeah, looks like it's nice and charred with just enough grill marks, but not too overcooked. So I think I'm going to get this all set up, get the rest of my meal prepared, and then we shall see the test taste later on. Stay tuned. Alright, the meal is all prepped up, everyone. So let's give this a little taste test it. Wait, what the heck? Oh, right. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I just pulled a flashlight out of my ass, literally. So to round off this meal, I've got the steak, I've got the mushrooms, I have some plain white pasta, just to give it a little bit of balance, and last but not least, olives. These green Sicilian olives, organic also, are probably the best ones I've had. It's not too salty, and it's also, pretty firm and really fresh. But I think what I should do is test out this Bavette to see what it's like. Okay, this is actually an easy cut. And I did it medium rare, so it's like well grilled and cooked on the outside, and still pink on the inside. But of course, this is one of the only kind of cuts of meat that you can get away with that. So let's see. The Dijon and the olive oil give it a nice taste on the outside, but the interior is super tender. I'm more than impressed with that. Not bad for a first time. But I think I should also do one of my super mushrooms and see if I grow. Wait, that's it? I have a super mushroom, I'm still the same size? I thought I'd grow like twice the size and be able to stomp on Goombas. Well, whatever the case. Not a bad first time for a Bavette. Good mushrooms as usual. And I think I have enough room in me for one more brew. So I'm going to do the Brasserie Générale Dandy Blanche. Nice white beer, because I feel like a dandy. I'm not a dandy yet. I need to fix that up. Oops, not yet. Here we are. There we are, people. Candy cane tie. Yeah, it's not Christmas yet, but damn it, I'm going to get in the holiday spirit. So tie, hat, and cane. And now I'm a dandy. Let's see what this one is like. Okay, the white looks a little less yellow, which I would imagine because it's not the same color. Not as cloudy as a New England IPA. Decent amount of head over here. Let's give it a taste also. Ooh, good. It's not as strong as a Hoegaarden, but it's really tasty if you like to have it kind of fruity. Like your basic white is going to be like orange peel, coriander, all together with malted barley to give it that taste. So overall, satisfactory, really tasty. And on that note, I think it's time to sign off for now. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoy this. If you like what you see, hit a like, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment. If you have a request, you know where to find me. And above all else, keep spreading the cheese. This is the Wandering Yuki signing off from the Cheese Cafe. Okay, it's rare that I do an epilogue to these videos, but I'm halfway through my brew and I think I have enough room for one more drink, namely a little whiskey. So I'm going to do a tea bag, or I'm going to ask for a tea bag. I don't know how that dirty joke works anymore. Well, yeah. Small splash, that's like maybe an ounce and a half at best, and it's a very woody, peaty flavor. You know, jamais tourbé, as they used to say. So, just lovely. And the beauty is a really good whiskey is going to hit the tip of your tongue, and the taste will stay there for a while. So that means that that taste will also stay when you're finishing off your brew. So let's see. Yep, the brew has a really peaty taste as well. It's like one of my buddies that would have a good whiskey, but he could drink like Bud Light, Budweiser, or a very cheap beer, and it'll still taste awesome. It's a beautiful thing. Okay, peace out for real, y'all.